Dorian developed on August 24th over the central Atlantic, and just 4 days later, the storm became a hurricane. It underwent rapid intensification, becoming a 185-mile-per-hour Category 5 hurricane by September 1st. Dorian made landfall in the Bahamas, just east of Abaco Island, and made a second landfall on Grand Bahama Island a few hours later, where it remained almost stationary for nearly 2 full days, grinding over the island with its massively destructive Category 5 winds. Hurricane Dorian was the most intense tropical cyclone on record to hit the Bahamas, and it is considered to be the worst natural disaster in the island country's existence. The damage Dorian caused to these islands was truly catastrophic. The majority of the island's homes and other structures were destroyed by wind and storm surge, and at least 70,000 people were left homeless.
That's my bedroom, and the waves hitting there, that is over 15 feet.
Officially, at least 73 deaths were reported, 70 in the Bahamas alone. The true death toll, though, may never be known, but it will likely be significantly higher.
This was a tidal wave, a tornado, a hurricane, everything in one. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
After leaving the Bahamas, Dorian moved up the U.S. East Coast, prompting states of emergency in several states.
Floridians on the East Coast need to be prepared.
I have activated more North Carolina National Guard soldiers, and we now have 488 on duty with additional high-water rescue vehicles.
All along Dorian's forecast track, millions were under evacuation orders. From Florida to the Carolinas, citizens prepared for high winds and potentially deadly storm surge.
The reality of it is we need all ways to get off the coast. Please follow your evacuation plan and know exactly where you're going, because this storm is a storm of a magnitude that we have not seen previously.
As Dorian continued to weaken, it turned northeast, sparing the South Carolina coast from major impacts. But it still managed to make landfall on Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, as a Category 1 storm on September 6th. The worst impact on the U.S. was felt on Ocracoke Island, North Carolina, where storm surge in excess of 7 feet flooded homes, trapped residents, and destroyed large sections of Highway 12, the main road along the North Carolina Outer Banks. After leaving the United States, Dorian transitioned into an extratropical system, going on to make landfall in Canada, bringing hurricane-force winds to Nova Scotia first, and then Newfoundland on September 8th. Dorian finally dissipated near Greenland on September 10th, leaving a devastating legacy in its wake. As of December, more than 280 people are still reported missing in the Bahamas. And from a cost standpoint, Dorian is the most expensive disaster in the history of that island nation, with a preliminary cost of $3.4 billion in damage. For WeatherNation, I'm John Van Pelt.